One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to the news. To present, my name is Henry Himonde, and my sign language interpreter is John Chulu. Let's now take a look at the stories making headline. Zambia to be turned into a manganese mining hub. Miners and investor in Kaombo gold mining area in Mukusa district urged to work in harmony. Government committed to end all forms of gender inequalities. And Local Government Service Commission embarks on nurturing human resource management committees. Now the news in detail. Minister of Mines and Minerals Development Paul Kabuswe says government is committed to turn Zambia into a manganese mining hub. Mr. Kabuswe indicates that this is why the government is putting in place systems and regulatory framework to bring sanity in the manganese sector. He notes that the desire of the government is to ensure that small-scale miners derive true value from manganese mining in the country. The minister said this when he received a manganese sector review and audit technical committee report. And speaking earlier, Manganese Sector Review and Audit Technical Committee Chairperson Sixtus Mulenga stated that the recommendations made by the committee are aimed at making the manganese sector flourish. Meanwhile, Federation of Small-Scale Miners President Joseph Mwansa thanked government for instituting a committee to look into the mining of manganese in the country.
I've told all the illegal miners, all those that are doing unconventional mining, the foreigners that have come, we have said your time is up, because we are moving in as government to get hold of the resource so that this country can see value out of its resources. And also the manganese sector is a target. I'm very excited with what I've heard in the report. In fact, when we went to Luapula, we said apart from doing safe mining, organized mining, traceability issues are critical. We want to make sure that everyone selling or processing manganese or adding value must prove that this 1 kg of manganese was bought at Musamu, for example. We don't want any manganese bought through smugglers to be processed anywhere. And we are devising a system, and I'm glad PS has said this is not just a report that should gather dust on the shelves, and we will follow it through.
So, looking at the manganese resource, looking at the geology, as a geologist myself, is that Zambia has one of the best manganese deposits in the world. Potentially, we have one of the best because we sit at the core center of the evolution of these deposits. So the challenge we have is how do we get it to work and create wealth for the country?
And in other news, Central Province Minister Princess Kasune has called for mindset transformation in dealing with public resources and conducting government programs. Ms. Kasune said President Hakainde Hichilema is on record to ensure transformative actions in planning, procurement, implementation, and monitoring of programs. Speaking when she officially closed the provincial and district-level leadership training in Devolution and Kawe's Urban Breeze Hotel, Ms. Kasune stressed the need for right quality, price, and timely procurement of goods and services. Details in the following report.
The provincial and district-level training in devolution in Central Province has come to a close. The 5-day training program was attended by district commissioners, town council chief executives, council chairpersons, district administrations, and some provincial heads of devolved departments. Provincial Minister Princess Kasune closed the training workshop with a call on the procurement unit to strengthen the capacities of local authorities.
That we transform in the way we do our work, transformative action in planning, in procurement, in implementation, and monitoring and evaluation of the program should be at the core of what we do. for procurement of goods and services at the right time. Quality of quality, I guess, correct price, and also on time are very critical to the procurement and supply and construction of community projects.
Ms. Kasuni charged that the delivery of services to the lower level was marred with ineffective implementation of decentralization, leading to income inequalities, poor access to education, healthcare, and high rural unemployment.
Of service to the lower level was characterized by the inefficiency of implementation, decentralization, which led to the country's large economic and social inequality, such as income inequality, poor access to education, health services, high rural unemployment. This has been evident in our local authorities.
Provincial Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe says bickering is an enemy of development.
What derails development is because of the bickerings in terms of who is supposed to do what. Don't have to like each other, but we have to have work done.
And tendering a vote of thanks, Chiwombo Town Council Chairperson Newton Nyeleti assured the provincial minister of accountability, transparency, and prudent utilization of public resources.
We want to tell you and assure you that ours is accountability, transparency, and prudent use of public resources.
Zanis reports in Kabwe, Central Province.
Lusaka Province Minister Shumuliata and Chief Shikabeta have called on miners and the investor in Kaombo Gold Mining in Rufunsa District to work in harmony and foster development in the area. The two made this call during a meeting with the miners and the investor gold hunters after the miners raised concerns that they were not having a fair deal in gold sales, including a lack of provision of social corporate responsibility. Here are the details.
Kaombo Gold Mining Area in Rufunsa District of Lusaka Province has become a hive of business, attracting people from all parts of the country. Of late, miners and the investor gold hunters have been having differences over the sale price of the gold and lack of corporate responsibility, forcing the miners to ask for the removal of the investor.
Guru yonse iri kuno idalira pa mine ameneyi. That's why boma inakamba tipangani machani ma cooperative kuti mining khale yanu.
Lusaka Province Minister Shumuliata, who is also Rufunsa Member of Parliament, and Chief Shikabeta rushed to the area to find a lasting solution to the problems. Mrs. Muliata and Chief Shikabeta called for harmony and are happy with the consensus reached after meeting both parties.
And we have spoken to the investors that are here, the gold hunters who are in agreement with us that they'll put things in order, and wherever they were lacking, they'll also rectify that so that the miners here and the investors could work in harmony. And we want to encourage all other mining transactions that are being done here. There are many illegal miners that are around, but we hope that we and the DC's office and the council can go around and try to put things in order.
So tentigwirizane na boma ilipani. Tendo kuti kuno titu kukao kapena sisi sina bwerele masovera.
Gold Hunters Chief Executive Officer Mike Simukama says they are committed to work with the community in the area.
Our intentions as Gold Hunters is to bring development to the community here. We want to do the clinic, the hospital, the police, and the school, so that there will be those facilities for the community, so that everyone will benefit here. We need to bring development for everyone.
Kaombo Gold Mining Area started as an illegal gold mining area with some investors buying the gold. But with the government's quest to curb illegal mining, Zambia Consolidated Copper Holdings has come on board to legalize the mine.
where they'll be selling gold, the artisan miners, and including the other companies here. This is a government project, and this one will bring positively to the area, simply because there will be employment, there will be money going around, and also the other facilities, which will enhance the productivity for the gold mining.
Musekiwa Ntembe, reporting for Zanis in Rufunsa district.
And on the Copperbelt province, government is set to sponsor about 15,000 youth in various skills training under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Speaking when he officially opened the Copperbelt Youth Summit at Izu Hotel in Dola District, Provincial Minister Elisha Matambo disclosed that over 10,000 youths were sponsored last year under the Constituency Development Fund.
Entrepreneurs have gathered to support the Copperbelt Youth Summit, which is aimed at imparting knowledge in youths on entrepreneurship and diverse topics to boost morale in youths to own businesses. Copperbelt Province Minister has assured youths of technical support from government.
Promoting this kind of environment should top the priorities of any development vision. For the youths are the ones who will find the formula granting a sustainable development process and stability for themselves and future generations. The success of this summit will not be for the Copperbelt alone, but for the entire Zambia. You, the young people, are the prime target of our economic vision and development efforts. Summits like this one, must aim to prepare the young generation not only to keep pace with the new economy, but also to take the initiative and lead. Listening. But through CDF, I want to tell you that on the other part, we did very well as Copperbelt Province when it comes to the skills training. We trained not less than 10,000 of our youths in 2023. Different skills, electricians, mechanics, carpentry, bricklaying, and so on. Our aim is to do better, even better. This year we may train close to 15,000 of our youths.
Youth Care Impact President has since appealed to government to ease accessibility of constituents' development funds.
I call upon our esteemed guests, particularly the guests of honor, to support our efforts in accessing youth empowerment funds and other financial resources. These resources will enable us to establish innovation hubs that will empower young people to realize their full potential.
Youths must acquire and master practical skills and competences from such engagements for the betterment of their lives. Jacqueline Moba, Zanis, in Ndola.
Still on the Copperbelt province, the Ministry of Health in the province has called on young people to become ambassadors and help curb tobacco intake among youths in societies. Acting Provincial Health Director Naomi Kasanda says young people must join and spearhead the fight against drug substance abuse, such as tobacco, for the country to have healthy future leaders. Here are the details.
Tobacco is made from leaves from a tobacco plant that contains nicotine, which is addictive. Tobacco smoking is one of the causes of death and diseases such as cancer, heart disease, liver, among others worldwide. The Ministry of Health on the Copperbelt province has intensified its sensitization program on ending tobacco by engaging the learners at Chibolele Combined School.
We are celebrating this day and we are here to remind ourselves that we need to protect our children from the tobacco industry's interference. We need to protect you because you are the future generation of this country. Every year, we need to make sure that our use of tobacco actually goes down. My aim is to urge you to become ambassadors to prevent your friends, your colleagues, and your parents from engaging in tobacco use. We would like you to protect your friends, your neighbors, your relatives, and your churches from the use of tobacco and the harms that can arise from smoking tobacco.
Tobacco smoke contains many chemicals that are harmful to smokers and non-smokers.
Because this person is your friend does not mean that the cigarette is safe. You can still get bacteria, you can still get viruses from these tobacco products. The other thing is you can also get diseases like TB, you can also get COVID-19 by sharing the cigarettes of somebody who has these diseases.
Addicts who are willing to quit smoking have been advised to visit the nearest health center.
If you are addicted, come to the health facility. Nachanda poko watu tunachita counseling aini because mfiranaishwa afya ndimo na the depth of it mushemukulire shani pakwati ndishwe ko balanga kuisha pali bako if I doing ngapela in terms of umuti yes because remember we said each of the ingredient ile ngasana sana someone who addicted ni nicotine, so there's something that can be given to clinic or health facility.
Protecting children from tobacco industry interference is this year's theme of World No Tobacco Day. Nelly Zanis in Rome.
Now, President Hakainde Hichilema has accorded an official funeral to the late former Secretary to the Cabinet, Sketchley Sachika. This is in recognition to the invaluable contributions that Dr. Sachika made to the public service when he served as Secretary to the Cabinet in the UNIP government. This was announced in a press statement issued to Zanis in Lusaka today by Secretary to the Cabinet Patrick Kangwa. Dr. Sachika, 85, died on Wednesday, 29th May 2024 at Maina Soko Medical Center in Lusaka after an illness. He will be put to rest on Monday, 3rd June 2024 at the Leopards Hill Memorial Park in Lusaka. The official funeral program for the late former Secretary to the Cabinet will commence with a requiem church service at the Anglican Cathedral of the Holy Cross at 10 hours. President Hichilema has since declared Monday, 3rd June 2024, a day of national mourning in honor of the late Secretary to the Cabinet. During the national mourning period, all activities of entertainment nature on both radio and television have been suspended, while flags will fly at half-mast. Government has appealed to members of the public to adhere to the preventive public health measures as given by the Ministry of Health during the official funeral program. And Secretary to the Cabinet Patrick Kangwa says government is committed to ensuring recovery of public resources and prosecuting those responsible in a bid to enhance good governance processes within the public sector. Mr. Kangwa, who was represented by the Controller of Internal Audit, Minister of Finance, Ringo Zulu, at the conference in Siavonga, reaffirmed government's commitment and support to the profession in promoting economic growth that benefits all Zambians. Mukwengo Shepande has more in this report.
Auditors drawn from various public and private institutions convened in Siavonga district for the 2024 Annual Internal Auditors Conference. The conference is highlighting and looking at strategies that will help resolve some emerging issues in the profession. This year's theme for the conference is the role of internal audit in corporate sustainability in the wake of evolving challenges.
As auditors, we serve our institutions in various ways, one of which are that we are guardians of integrity, risk management, operational excellences. And as we navigate the complex, ever-changing landscape, acknowledging the vital contributions of internal audit, or indeed of organizations, internal audit becomes more paramount.
And representing Secretary to the Cabinet, Patrick Kangwa, Controller of Internal Audit, Minister of Finance, Ringo Zulu, implored the delegates to ensure safeguarding public resources to benefit citizens.
I'm aware that
inspirational topics have been lined up, which will enhance our knowledge and skills. I think one of them was to do with the ethical dilemmas and necessary to bring value addition as you thrive or strive to being the trusted advisors in your organization. Together we can build a stronger, more accountable and prosperous future for our country.
He added that government is committed to ensure public resources are recovered.
I urge each one of you to ensure that public resources are not only safeguarded, but also utilized for the benefit of our fellow citizens.
Among the topics discussed during the conference include ethics in practice, global internal audit standards, entrepreneurship, cybersecurity, among others.
At the center or at the core of the framework, we have the global internal auditing standards. Right?
As internal auditors, we need to evaluate our ethical posture and ensure that it aligns with our mandate.
Mkwengu Shapande, reporting in Siavonga District, Southern Province.
From Southern Province, we go to Luapula, where Provincial Permanent Secretary Mighty Mumba says government will continue to show commitment to ending all forms of gender inequalities and their outcomes, such as gender-based violence, GBV. Mr. Mumba said this during the Gender-Based Violence Response Meeting program aimed at addressing the rising numbers of gender-based violence cases in the province, of which 10,522 were recorded in 2023. Here's a report.
Statistics from the Victim Support Unit under the Zambia Police indicate that in 2023, Luapula Province recorded 10,522 of both criminal and non-criminal gender-based violence cases. With the soaring numbers of GBV cases in the province, a GBV response meeting program was held in Mansa District, where government has committed itself to fight the vice.
The new Dawn government under His Excellency the President Mr. Hakainde Hichilema has clearly shown commitment to ending all forms of gender inequalities and its outcomes, such as gender-based violence. Zambia has domesticated most of the provisions from different instruments responding to the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia, with various pieces of legislation and policies such as the Gender Equity and Equality Act, and many others.
Meanwhile, in complementing government efforts to fight GBV, ZCCP Kwato, the implementers of the Stop GBV Now project, are eager to see a reduction in GBV.
Luapula Province, in terms of physical and sexual violence, it is second in the country. Physical violence is at 44%, then sexual violence is at 21%. So I think establishing this particular fast-track court in Luapula is going to help us to make sure that the perpetrators of gender-based violence are held to account in a quick and timely manner.
Chipidi Makasa, reporting for Zanis News in Mansa District, Luapula Province.
Still on gender issues, Senior Gender Officer for Gender Division Department in Solwezi District in Northwestern Province, Dela Mwanza, has urged men not to shun reporting cases of gender-based violence perpetuated by women in the community. Ms. Mwanza says the department will support men who are abused by women by ensuring that they are given equal access to justice when they report cases to the police. Details in this report by Chaibu Nkoma.
Gender-based violence cases have been reported to have reduced in Northwestern Province from the over 400 cases recorded from October to December last year to 369 in the first quarter of 2024. However, despite the reduction, Solwezi District Gender Division Officer Dela Mwanza is calling upon men to report gender-based violence cases perpetuated by women. This has come to light during the Gender-Based Violence Public-Private Stakeholders Engagement Meeting organized by the Gender Division Office in partnership with Kansanshi Mine, aimed at reviewing the fight against the vice.
From a young age, men are told not to cry. Be strong, we are a man. From a young age. So here is a man who grows up not crying. All the emotions are just kept inside. So these are the ones that might even end up being perpetrators, because when that anger now comes out, it comes out in a very negative way. So we are encouraging men to report cases of GBV. It's okay. It's okay to report as a man. So it's not a shame. We are encouraging a lot of men to come out.
Watu Organization Coordinator Northwestern Province is calling for more sensitization programs against gender-based violence targeting children.
If the children are empowered with the right information, even if I'm this powerful, they view me as being more powerful, economically powerful, as long as they are empowered with the information to say, okay, don't engage yourself in sex, don't allow a man to touch you on the boobs, don't allow a man to touch you on your behind, don't allow a man to give you unsolicited sexual comments. You can report such people or resist it. You find the probability of this person falling prey to GBV is very low.
The provincial administration is represented by the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the meeting.
Government, through the leadership of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has put in measures to curb GBV by opening gender division offices in all the provinces of the country.
Reporting for Zanis News, I am Chebun Koma in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
To Luapula Province again, where government has reaffirmed that energy and its value chain products and services continue to be key drivers to sustain the country's economic growth. Speaking during an Energy Regulation Board organized energy town hall meeting in Mansa District in Luapula Province, Permanent Secretary Maiti Mumba said government will continue to support consultative engagements between the Energy Regulation Board, ZESCO Limited, oil marketing companies, and other stakeholders. Here is David Ndovi with the rest of the story.
The government says it supports consultative engagements between the Energy Regulation Board, electricity or oil marketing firms with various stakeholders representing the general public with a view to harmonize issues around the energy sector. Luapula Province Permanent Secretary Maiti Mumba said this when he officiated at an ERB-organized energy town hall meeting in Mansa.
The regulator, that is ERB, and the representatives of companies participating in the energy sector. Energy and its attendant products and services continue to be key drivers in the sustained economic growth for the country. Therefore, the Energy Regulation Board has the onerous responsibility of ensuring that there are quality and reliable energy products and services provided to the consumers in the country.
The ERB was in Mansa to facilitate discussions with local stakeholders on various issues around the energy sector.
Which runs from 2022 to 2026. This plan is premised on 4 strategic pillars. Key among them is stakeholder management. Stakeholder management places emphasis on the need for closer collaboration with stakeholders by the Energy Regulation Board, and this collaboration is at all levels, be it government, licensees, energy consumers, or indeed the general public.
The Energy Regulatory Body accorded stakeholders, who included the Luapula PS, an opportunity to inquire on various electricity and petroleum-based issues on services, quality control, and pricing by firms within the energy sector.
Surprise as a province, we haven't seen much coming out of these 2 projects that were supposed to create employment for the people of our province.
Meaning there is no tax on the importation of those products. Solar pumps as well as solar for electrification of homes are so expensive.
David Ndovi for Zanis, Mansa.
Let's now get some messages, but we have more stories on the other side. Keep watching.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
The news continues. The Local Government Service Commission has embarked on a journey to nurture the Human Resource Management Committee that deals with councils. Commission Chairperson Axen Sejani with his entourage visited Chadiza district in Eastern Province, where he pointed out the importance of the Human Resource Management Committees in the development of the country through decentralization. Here is more with Jubeo Zulu.
The establishment of human resource committees is aimed at undertaking some delegated roles on behalf of the Commission and is expected that the exercise leads to timely processing of human resource matters at a local level. To this effect, the Local Government Service Commission has visited Chadiza district.
We are in Chadiza district to check on the operations of the Human Resource Management Committees of our councils. The nation will recall that we spent the entire 2022 crisscrossing the country, establishing these Human Resource Management Committees. These are the committees of the council to whom the Commission has uploaded certain responsibilities, such as the recruitment of Division 3 and 4 of its staff. For us, this is an important committee of the council because it looks at the human resource.
The district appreciates their work.
Making this follow-up such an important follow-up and to make sure that these committees are functioning according to how they established them, I think it's a plus also to know that we are moving in the right track. We are happy to learn also from them other things that they've come to impact in our district.
The council is fully aware that the Commission, through its commitment, maximizes productivity and contributes to national development.
This year, or should I say for the past 3 years, we never received employers, and we are happy to work in our district. We feel to be part of the nation when we receive a big entourage all the way from Lusaka to come and check what we are doing. They have been here. This is their second week. They started with orientation of the heads of department who have been brought also on the HRMC committee, the Human Resource Management Committee. Orientation took place for 5 days. And during the same period of orientation, the principal officers were also appraised. So they have been here. It is the continuation of the program they have come from.
Jubal Zulu, Zanis, Chadiza District, Eastern Province.
Also in the news, the Parliamentary Committee on Education, Science and Technology has started receiving submissions from stakeholders on the proposed review of the education curriculum policy, which was last reviewed in 2013. The learners and teachers, among other issues, proposed that the curriculum should allow learners to take only subjects that are aligned to their desired careers. Details in this report.
The Parliamentary Committee on Education, Science and Technology was in Namala district to get submissions from learners and education authorities on proposed changes in the current education curriculum, which was last revised in 2013. The Parliamentary Committee paid a courtesy call on Namala District Administration Office and later proceeded to Namala Secondary School when an engagement was held. The Parliamentary Committee was led by its chairperson, Harry Kamboni, who is also Kalomo Member of Parliament.
Usually when a new curriculum is introduced, after 8 years, it must be evaluated to see, so that you can check on the challenges you faced, the good things, and the way forward. So we are in your district for that mission.
The teachers and learners submitted oral and written submissions on the proposed changes in the current education curriculum for secondary education.
The curriculum is designed in such a way that at junior level, business studies is compulsory. But then when it comes to senior level, it becomes an option. Only one class will take principal accounts and commerce, which are the subjects that are related to business studies.
Or the syllabus does not address the issue of oral and oral. Despite we have speaking and listening in the syllabus, since it is not even tested under syllabus, there's a higher chance that teachers will leave out, because by nature we are exam oriented.
Education is actually a very good subject in this curriculum. It has helped us in many ways, such that even as we go in society, it helps us to be very good citizens out there in society, knowing our duties as citizens and knowing what we're supposed to do when and where.
Benefits of this subject. We find that nowadays everything which we do is computerized, and we are supposed to apply for it. And we are facing a lot of challenges in this subject, whereby we don't have enough computers to access. We go in groups for us to do our SPAs. I rest my case.
The Parliamentary Committee on Education, Science and Technology also visited fish ponds and orchards at Namala Secondary School. Wayne Piri reporting in Namala District of Southern Province.
Meanwhile, the Parliamentary Committee on Cabinet Affairs has called for increased funding and improved staffing levels to the Electronic Government Division Smart Zambia Institute to enhance the effectiveness of e-governance in the country. Acting Chairperson Sibeso Sefulo notes that Smart Zambia does not have adequate staffing levels and funding to roll out its services to all sectors, including the underserviced. Shupekile Nkunika reports that Ms. Sefulo said this when her committee visited some government departments that are providing public services using various Smart Zambia platforms.
The Parliamentary Committee on Cabinet Affairs has visited government departments to check the effectiveness of the government-wide area network, GWAN, and other services provided by the Electronic Government Division, Smart Zambia, in Kabwe Central Province.
The year 2023, we handled successfully 1,589 cases. These are in different categories. It could be namesake, it could be a replacement of a certificate, it could be registration of a cooperative. And this really helped us because it brought in, or it contributed to the revenue of over 500,000 kwacha just for Central alone.
At the Women, Newborn and Children's Hospital, Acting Central Province Health Director Isaac Banda noted that the services have improved efficiency in the delivery of healthcare services.
We've actually noticed that by connecting the networking this facility, we've been able to reduce the cost in terms of internet facilities, because we have systems that ride on internet in order to operate.
The committee also toured the Department of Lands, where clients are able to make payments for various services using the ZAM portal.
If you went to Ministry of Lands, then you'll be greeted by queues. That's how you know that you actually reached Ministry of Lands. But it's so nice to come here and see that the environment is just free. We don't have people walking in and out because of the system that has been integrated here. People are able to do things in the comfort of their homes. Do we still have a lot of improvements to be done? Yes. For example, equipment, we need to make sure that we find a way of increasing the funding to Smart Zambia.
Shupekile Nkunika for Zanis in Kabwe.
Shupekile Nkunika there with that report. Now, Kitwe District Education Board Secretary Christopher Nyungila has challenged students graduating from different higher learning institutions to help provide permanent solutions to various problems that the country is facing. Agrippa Silumbwe reports that Mr. Nyungila said this when he officiated at the University of Edinburgh's 4th graduation ceremony held at Kitwe's Parklands Barrack.
The accomplishment of every academic program brings about joy in one's life, for it gives hope to explore a diversity of professional opportunities in society. And Kitwe's University of Edinburgh has offered 60 graduating students with certificates after they successfully completed their degree and diploma programs in different faculties. Meanwhile, educationists and government representatives have urged graduates to go in society and serve as ambassadors of good hope.
The current government means well for you as long as you go to school. We need people that can come and change the narrative of the certain things that are happening. When you are educated, even the managing of certain things is very different. We should go out there, change the narrative, make people understand, make people explain government policies, because it's our duty to explain the policies of government to make this country become a different country.
Let your good character, abilities, and determination help you to conquer and expect the challenges you might face on the road to success, and always be ready for what lies ahead of the future.
These graduating students are already aiming high in life.
Different kinds of struggles did not keep us from accomplishing our important dream. Let us continue fighting hard so that we become the source of inspiration.
Education is said to be an equalizer in any society. Reporting, I'm Agrippa Silumbwe.
The Road Development Agency has commenced the construction of the damaged portion of the Luangwa Bridge on the Chama Matumbo Road. Chama District Commissioner Yobe Goma, who made the on-the-spot check of the works, was impressed with the response from the Road Development Agency. Here are the details.
The Road Development Agency has commenced reconstruction of the damaged portion of Luangwa Bridge on Chama Matumbo Road. Chama District Commissioner was on site.
This bridge, as you are already aware, that it is an important bridge. It connects Chama to Muchinga as well as the Eastern Province. Now that the RDA have come on site to start working on the temporary bridge, I think from the look of things, there's good progress. And once the bridge is done, our farmers from this side and the other side, they will be able to transport their farming produce, which is a good thing. And once the bridge is done, the people of Chama will be very happy. And we appreciate what the government is doing. With a quick response, I think we delayed a bit because of that time when the bridge was washed away. There was water levels were very high and the RDA could not do anything. So now that the water levels have gone down and have come on site, we are hoping that after 3 weeks or so, they will be able to finish works and the traffic will begin to flow.
The regional manager has said all the resources and materials are in place.
It's available. So otherwise, we're on course. We just started. We are on course. Excavation for the construction of our abutment is completed. It has been completed. So I think by tomorrow, we should be able to start installation of steel so that we can cast the base. And thereafter, of course, we do the full abutment, and also we construct a bearing slab. We are going to install base plates where the steel I-beams, the main beams, will be able to sit. So that's where we are. So we are very, very optimistic that within 3 weeks, we should be able to finish construction of abutment and possibly commencement of and possibly complete also fabrication of the bridge. But of course, we will have to allow the concrete to cure adequately before it could introduce heavy traffic. So once it's completed, we'll try to restrict
the residents are grateful.
Muungano titijue ma transport hapa talipira hipalonga talipira mapamanje these days tizaka jua vonse ulibe volipira hapa na hapa cha kalipia chem town mwacha manti upaka comment yenda ngati ni kumpika ngati ni kusaka kose tingaende road ya mene ikawamba chabe tamaki pano palwangwa ngopa eche pa road block palwanga chabe peka pa but kose comment yenda.
Harriet Chilufya for Zanis in Chama district of Eastern Province.
And in sports, over 150 players from academies and schools have gathered at the Bank of Zambia Sports Complex for the 2024 National Scrabble Championship. Our staffer, Audrey Kalenga, reports that Scrabble Association of Zambia Secretary General Joanna Chemba said the two-day tournament has been divided into 3 sections and will see players walk away with different prizes and medals. Chemba adds that the Section A consists mainly of players with national ratings of 1,200 and above and have played at least 50 Scrabble games. She explained that Section B is for players below 1,200 ratings, while Section C is for primary school children. Chemba said the tournament is an annual event that attracts top players from universities such as the University of Zambia and the Copperbelt University, as well as government organizations. She further stated that the tournament is important as the Scrabble Association of Zambia calendar, as it helps to improve the players' ratings and also select the best players to represent the country in international competitions. She further notes that the national championship is also used to select a team to represent Zambia for the East Central and Southern Africa Scrabble Champion. That sports item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, let's take another look at the top stories. Zambia is set to be turned into a manganese mining hub. Miners and investor in Kaombo gold mining area in the Fusa district urged to work together. And government committed to end all forms of gender inequalities. Plus, Local Government Service Commission embarks on nurturing human resource management committees. Thank you so much for staying with us on behalf of the entire news production crew, as well as my sign language interpreter, John Chulu. My name is Henry Himonde. Until next time, it's goodbye.